NASCAR Cup Series qualifying is officially concluded from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and Michael McDowell has won his first Cup pole of 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, NASCAR Cup Series qualifying is officially concluded from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and Michael McDowell has won his first Cup pole of 2025 and his 7th career NASCAR Cup Series pole. This is an absolute shocker for multiple reasons. Number one, Spire Motorsports, I believe, has never won a pole in the NASCAR Cup Series. And we know their speed in qualifying has been really strong to start off 2025. When you look at his teammates, you have Carson Osbar qualified 25th. You have Justin Haley qualified all the way back in 33rd. And I think a lot of that does come from the fact you've got Rodney Childers over there, because Rodney Childers, when he worked with Mark Martin back in the day and Brian Vickers back in like 2013 and 2012, when he was at Michael Waltrip Racing, he would always bring cars that were really, really strong. I know that he's not the crew chief for the 71 car, but obviously a lot of the setups come from Rodney Childers, and I think it's really helping the team qualify very well. What's also surprising is the fact that Michael McDowell, he was really good at qualifying, but he's only had one non-super speedway pole in his Cup career, and that was a Gateway. This is the first traditional mile and a half we have on the schedule, and McDowell was able to get it done. Now, obviously, the speed in practice wasn't as strong for McDowell as it was in qualifying. He did have top 15 speed on the 10-lap average, but really strong speed for McDowell. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to keep up that speed throughout the race tomorrow afternoon, but nonetheless, really good speed for Michael McDowell. Congratulations. Really impressive to see Spire Motorsports get the pole. Really good speed. Congratulations to him on winning his first Cup pole of 2025. Really impressed with the speed that the 71 team showed. They really qualified up front last week in Phoenix, and they continue that strong start to the year with Michael McDowell. So now let's take a look at the rest of the qualifiers and talk about some of the notable stories going out of this race. So Michael McDowell qualified first. Joe Logano qualified second. Not surprised to see Logano qualify well, considering the team Penske cars generally qualify very well at these types of tracks. I don't think Logano's got the long run speed, however. I expect Logano to probably fall through the field, unfortunately, because his car was just not that good in race trim, unfortunately, but they've been qualifying really well to start the year. He's getting his second straight front row. Good job for Logano. He'll be starting in second in the Cup race tomorrow afternoon. Austin Cindric qualified third. Cindric showed okay speed in practice, but not great speed, but really good qualifying run for Cindric. Cindric's been qualifying up front in quite a few of these races this year. This was no exception. Great job for Cindric. He'll be starting in third. Kyle Busch qualifies fourth. Kyle Busch had really solid speed in practice earlier today and was one of the 10 to 11 fastest cars and was pretty good on the long run from what I saw, especially when he got the traffic. And he looked really, really good out on the track, and he's got a lot of momentum currently at the moment. Coming into this weekend with 3 straight top 10s, he's looking to go 4 in a row on the top 10 side of things. He's also looking for his first Cup win since Gateway of 2023. He'll look to get it done tomorrow, but he's starting up front. He'll be starting fourth. Also going to be in the Xfinity Series booth later today as well. Erik Jones qualified fifth. Erik Jones showed really good long-run speed, and he qualifies inside the top 5. He could be a sleeper pick to win the race tomorrow. He looked really good in practice earlier today, and he qualifies inside the top 5. The 43 team's been showing up on track quite a bit. Good job for Jones. He starts in 5th. Alex Bowman qualified 6th. Solid job for Alex Bowman. Of course, won here in Vegas 3 years ago. He's been definitely showing up the last year and a half, and he's been off to a decent start in 2025. He'll start inside the top 10 and 6. Good job for him. Josh Berry qualified 7th. Wasn't fast in practice, but they had a really good qualifying trim, and he's starting in the top 10. Looking to continue building that momentum after having a very strong run at Phoenix this past week. He'll be starting in 7th. Great job for Josh Berry. William Byron qualified 8th. I expect Byron to be up front contending for the win. A little bit of work to do in the race tomorrow, but I like the speed that Byron showed in practice earlier today. Gonna have a little bit of work to do, but still starting inside the top 10 in 8th place. Zane Smith qualified 9th. Good job for Zane Smith to start inside of the top 10. The 38 team, of course, got a top 10 this past week at Phoenix, and he's looking to back that up with another top 10 this week. Solid run for Zane Smith. And Kyle Larson qualified 10th. I expect the Larson to qualify a little bit better than 10th, to be honest, considering how good he's been at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But believe me, I'm not too worried about Larson getting up there by the end of the race. We know how good he's at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And he was really good on the longer run as well. About the 5th or 6th best car on the longer run. He'll be starting in 10th. Chris Buescher qualified 11th. Solid job for him. Ryan Preece qualified 12th, starting inside the top 15 tomorrow afternoon. Chris Bell qualifying 13th. He's a favorite going into this weekend. He dominated the race the last time we were here, where he led 155 of the 267 laps. He'll start a little bit farther back in the race tomorrow, but I expect him to be up front contending for the win. Tyler Reddick qualified 14th. He'll probably be up there by the end of the race. Let's just hope this time around he's not flipping upside down, coming down the front straightaway. He'll start inside the top 15 in 14th. Got a little bit of work to do, but I think he'll be up front by the end of the race. Danny Hamlin qualified 15th, coming off finishing runner-up this past week at Phoenix. He has a little bit of work to do. He'll be starting in 15th. Chase Elliott qualified 16th. I expected Elliott to qualify a little bit farther up front, but I think Elliott will have a car. He was really good on the longer run, especially in practice earlier today. He'll start inside the top 20 in 16th. Ty Dillon qualified 17th, decent job for him. A.J. Allmendinger qualified 18th, 19th for Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain had the best car on the 20-lap average, looked really, really good on the long run. That one car, I think, is a lot better than where he qualified. I do believe that Ross Chastain will be up front, and I think he'll lead some laps by the end of the day as well tomorrow. So good speed from the number 1 team. And Bubba Wallace qualified 20th. I expected Bubba to qualify a little better than that as well. He did have the second fastest car overall in practice, but it seemed like the bad draw, unfortunately, of where they were started in qualifying cost him a shot. I think he'll be up front, though he's been good here in the past in Las Vegas. He'll be starting in 20th. Noah Gragson qualified 21st. Austin Dillon qualified 22nd. Daniel Suarez qualified 23rd. He's just looking for some momentum. He needs to have a good run. He's got to have a little work to do tomorrow. He'll be starting back in 23rd position. Chase Briscoe qualified 24th. No speed in that number 19 car. Unfortunately, they're going to have a lot of work to do to get up front by the end of the race. He's going to be starting 24th, looking to turn around. Got a lot of work to do. Carson Osbar qualified 25th, 26th for Cole Custer. Brad Keselowski qualified 27th, had decent long run speed, but I don't know where he'll finish by the end of the day. Shane Van Gisbergen qualified 28th. The big positive is he's got a nice looking car for the weekend. He's a little bit off the speed charts a little bit, but not too bad, all things considered. Only a little under 2 miles an hour slower, which for someone that doesn't have a lot of mile and a half experience, not too bad, all things considered. But he's going to have a lot of work to do. I think the goal for him is just to finish on the lead lap. Ty Gibbs' best season continues. He's starting back at 29th. I'm worried about Ty Gibbs. He's not showing any speed. Struggled in practice. Got quite a bit of work to do in the race tomorrow afternoon. John Henry Mitchell qualified in 30th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. qualified 31st. 32nd for Todd Gillen. 33rd for Justin Haley, who got really loose in the corner and just didn't have the raw speed. Riley Herbst qualified 34th. Cody Ware qualified 35th, and Ryan Blaney qualified last in 36th because Ryan Blaney did not take a time on the track because Ryan Blaney unfortunately crashed during the first group of practice where he backed into the outside wall. They're not going to a backup car. They're going to repair it, but I believe because they're repairing it, I think they're going to have to go to the rear of the field because they don't want you working on the cars. So they'll have to go ahead and repair it going tomorrow, and we'll start at the rear of the field. So, what are the big storylines going into tomorrow after reactions to qualifying? Well, I think the big storylines is how fast the Spire cars are, especially with Michael McDowell. They look really strong in the race. The question will be, can they keep up with the long run speed? Because they're really good on the short run last week, but they struggled on the long run. Will the Penske cars stay up front? Because the Team Penske cars weren't that quick in practice earlier today. They've got some work to do in race trim, but they're showing up on the qualifying side of things. 3 of the 4 Penske cars are up front. I think the Hendrick cars, they're a lot better than where they qualified. The highest qualifying Hendrick car is 6. I think all 4 will likely get in the top 10 by the end of the race. I think both 2311 cars are faster. The Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace are really, really quick. I think Christopher Bell's a lot quicker than where he qualified. He's a little bit off compared to last week at Phoenix, but I still think Bell's going to have a car that's going to be capable of getting up front as a look to go 4 in a row. That's a big storyline to watch tomorrow, and it's going to be really interesting to watch and see all the comers and goers that are probably going to show up in the race tomorrow afternoon. I think that's going to be the big thing to watch for during the NASCAR Cup Series race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So, that is going to be it for reactions in NASCAR Cup Series qualifying from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are reactions in NASCAR Cup Series qualifying? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Michael McDowell picking up his first pole of 2025. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In a couple hours from now, you're going to see reactions to the NASCAR Xfinity Series race in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Then tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have the starting lineup video for the Pennzoil 400, and we're going to have the Cup review for the race, and we should have a Shane Van Gisbergen video dropping tomorrow as well. Then, of course, on Monday, we'll have a NASCAR news video. We're going to talk about the Canada rumors going around. We'll talk more about the approval process with Catherine Legge, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, all that good stuff. We'll talk more about some other drivers in the field like Eric Almirola, Connor Zilisch, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, the lawsuit between Michelin 20th front rows. We got updates on that today. Dodge, Ford, Honda, you name it, Haley Deegan, all the good stuff we'll be talking about on the channel over the course of the next couple days. We got a lot of great content dropping. There's silly season predictions dropping soon, and probably even a Kyle Busch video going out in the not-so-distant future. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.